Native speakers almost never care about your accent. They don't usually point them out, they don't obsess over them, and the only people who aggressively comment on your accent are the people who have never tried learning a foreign language, as I've said before, or people who know like 200 words and think that they are experts. Anyone who actually studies languages understands completely losing an accent is really hard, almost impossible, and absolutely not necessary. The questions like, oh, your accent is so cute, where are you from? Or don't change your accent, it's so exotic. The things like that might even hurt someone because you don't know their journey, what kind of fears they might have overcome. And you can even pass a C2 exam, you can write essays, you can give presentations and still have an accent. And that is not only normal, it's exactly what science predicts. Because, for example, C2 tests your grammar, your vocabulary, your discourse skills, your listening, reading, coherence, fluency. But C2 doesn't test your accent because it's something that is biologically impossible, almost impossible to redo your accent in adulthood. And I'll explain why. Accent is not one sound, it's not one mistake. It's not even a collection of mistakes. Accent is the influence of your first language on your second language. It's the filter your brain developed in childhood, and it's the rhythm, the melody, the habits your brain built long before English came into your life. So imagine a baby in the first months of his life. So they can hear all the sounds from all the languages around the world, like Japanese, English, Hindi, anything. But somewhere between 6 and 12 months, the baby's brain decides, okay, I hear Russian all the time or any other language, so these sounds are important and everything else not so much. Basically, the brain says, why would I keep distinguishing sounds that no one around uses? So the brain stops noticing what it doesn't need. For instance, if two similar sounds exist in Hindi but not in the baby's native language, then by the age of 12 months, the baby stops hearing the difference, even though they heard it perfectly before this age. And this isn't laziness, it's optimization. Our brain just removes the neural connections that are not useful. So as a result, adults struggle more to sound like native speakers because an adult brain no longer hears differences in sounds that don't exist in their first language. So expecting your brain to work 100% like someone who grew up speaking that language from birth is kind of not necessary, because an accent shows your history, your culture, the fact that you speak more than one language, and that alone is something to celebrate, something to be proud of. Some of the biggest stars in Hollywood, people who work in English for a living, have strong, recognizable accent, and it's not a problem for them. It actually became a part of their identity and their charm. I didn't plan a big polished video today. I just wanted to speak because this topic has been sitting on my chest for a long time, and I see so many language learners suffering from their accent, feeling ashamed of how they sound, questioning their intelligence, questioning whether they should even open their mouths. And first of all, I want you to know that you're not alone. And this is something that almost every language learner goes through. I used to be so concerned about how I sound, about my accent, until I realized that my time, my energy, my growth should be invested in something far more important. For example, teaching others, helping them to get where I am now. And I know that I'm still not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. I'm not even trying so hard anymore. Of course, I'm trying to improve, but I'm not suffering from not being perfect. So overcoming perfection helped me a lot. And now I feel so relieved. I don't struggle anymore. I hope that this video was useful and it helped you realize that your accent is not something that you should erase. It's not something that you should apologize for. It's just a natural, beautiful part of your language journey. So thank you for listening. Share your opinion, share your experience. See you in the next video.